Fear is one of the most powerful forces that will ever try to control your life. It whispers in your ear when you dream of something greater. It tells you that you're not good enough, not ready, not capable. It paints vivid pictures of failure before you even take your first step. It convinces you that staying where you are is safer than reaching for what you want. And for too many people, fear becomes the invisible cage that keeps them from ever discovering the life they were meant to live. But the truth is this: fear will never disappear completely. It doesn't vanish when you achieve more. It doesn't leave when you grow older. It doesn't dissolve when you learn new skills. Fear remains. But what changes is your relationship with it. What changes is your willingness to walk forward, even when it walks beside you. Beyond fear lies everything you ever wanted. Beyond fear lies the person you were always meant to be. The life you dream of will not come to you without fear showing up at the door first. Fear stands guard at the entrance of every new chapter, every higher level, every breakthrough. It demands to be acknowledged, and too many people mistake its presence for a sign to turn back, when in fact, it is proof that they are exactly where they are supposed to be. Fear only appears when something matters. If you are not afraid, it means you are not stretching. If you are not afraid, it means you are not daring enough. If you are not afraid, it means you are still inside your comfort zone, still playing small, still living below your potential. Fear is not a signal to stop. It is a signal that you are on the edge of transformation. Think about the moments in your life when you did something that scared you, but still chose to step forward. Maybe it was speaking in front of people for the first time. Maybe it was applying for that job you thought you weren't qualified for. Maybe it was opening your heart to love after being here. Maybe it was leaving behind a situation that was comfortable but unfulfilling. At the time, fear was loud, but when you walked through it, you discovered something extraordinary on the other side. Growth, strength, a new version of yourself that you didn't even know existed. That is what happens every time you step beyond fear. You unlock another layer of the life you were meant to live. Fear wants you to believe that its role is to protect you, but in reality, it is keeping you trapped. It protects your comfort zone, not your destiny. It protects the familiar, not the future. It protects the smallness you've settled for, not the greatness you are capable of. If you always listen to fear, you will live safe, but you will also live stuck. Safe is not the same as fulfilled. Safe is not the same as alive. Safe is not the same as free. You were not put on this earth to live safe. You were put on this earth to live fully, to step into the life you were uniquely created for, to leave a mark on this world that only you can leave. The thing about fear is that it disguises itself in different forms. Sometimes it looks like procrastination. You delay taking action, telling yourself the time isn't right, when really you're afraid to fail. Sometimes it looks like perfectionism. You keep waiting for everything to be flawless before you begin, when really you're afraid of being judged. Sometimes it looks like excuses. You convince yourself you don't have the resources, the knowledge, the connections, when really you're afraid of finding out that you actually do have what it takes. Fear rarely calls itself fear. It hides in habits, in excuses, in delays. And if you're not careful, you'll let those masks control your entire life. But freedom begins the moment you recognize fear for what it is. Freedom begins the moment you say, I see you, fear, but you don't own me. Her courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. The most courageous people in history were afraid. They had doubts. They had insecurities, but they chose to move anyway. They chose to walk through the fire instead of running from it. And it was in walking through it that they discovered their power. You will never know your strength if you always bow to fear. You will never know your potential if you always let fear dictate your decisions. The life beyond fear is not a life without obstacles. It is a life where obstacles no longer have the power to paralyze you. It is a life where rejection is not the end, but simply redirection. It is a life where failure is not a dead end, but a stepping stone. It is a life where challenges don't crush you, but shape you. Beyond fear, you see setbacks differently. Beyond fear, you understand that every closed door is a chance to find a better one. Beyond fear, you stop running from difficulty and start rising through it. That is when you truly begin to live. Ask yourself right now, what is fear keeping me from? What dream have I delayed because I was afraid? What opportunities have I let pass because I doubted myself? What life have I settled for because stepping into more felt too risky? Be honest with yourself, because only then can you confront the truth. Fear has already stolen enough from you. It has stolen time. It has stolen chance. It has stolen chances. It has stolen pieces of your destiny. But it doesn't have to steal your future. The moment you decide to move anyway is the moment you take your life back. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if fear had no say. Imagine the dreams you would chase, the risks you would take, the person you would become. Imagine waking up every day not weighed down by what if it goes wrong, but fueled by what if it goes right. That life is possible. It is waiting on the other side of fear. You don't need to eliminate fear to live it. You only need to stop letting it drive. Fear can come along for the ride, but it doesn't get to hold the wheel. The truth is, the only way to master fear is to move toward it. Run into it, not away from it. The very thing you are most afraid of often holds the key to your next breakthrough. The conversation you are avoiding might lead to freedom. The opportunity you're scared to try might open doors you never imagined. The risk you're hesitant to take might transform your entire life. Fear guards treasure, and the treasure will only belong to those willing to face the guard. You were not created to live caged by fear. You were created to soar. You were created to stretch beyond your comfort zone. You were created to inspire others with the courage of your example. And the world is waiting for you to step into that light. Somewhere, someone is waiting for the gift you carry, the vision you hold, the story you are living. But they will never see it if fear convinces you to stay hidden. You don't just cheat yourself when you let fear win. You cheat the world of what only you can give. So, from this moment forward, make a choice. The choice to no longer bow to fear. The choice to step forward even when your knees shake. The choice to speak even when your voice trembles. The choice to try even when you might fail. The choice to keep moving even when you are uncertain. Because every step you take through fear weakens its grip. Every time you walk forward, its voice grows quieter. And eventually you realize fear was never as powerful as you thought. It only had as much power as you gave it. Beyond fear lies freedom. Beyond fear lies purpose. Beyond fear lies the life you were meant to live. Don't spend another day locked in a prison of a what if. Don't spend another year settling for less because fear convinced you it was safer. This is your time. This is your chance. Fear will be there whispering, warning, taunting, but you will walk anyway. You will step into the unknown anyway. You will face the uncertainty anyway. And on the other side, you will find a life richer, fuller, and greater than you ever imagined. You are stronger than fear. You are greater than fear. And when you rise beyond it, there will be nothing in this world that can hold you back. Fear is loud, but it is not final. It shouts in your mind with endless what ifs. It paints pictures of failure, rejection, and pain. And it tries to convince you that staying small is safer than stepping forward. But if you listen carefully, underneath the noise of fear is a quiet voice that never goes away. It is the voice of possibility, the whisper of your potential, the call of the life you are meant to live. That voice will not demand your attention the way fear does. It will not scream or intimidate, but it is steady and is always there waiting for you to choose it. The more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes until it drowns out the lies of fear and guides you toward growth. Fear thrives in the unknown, but the unknown is also where your greatest opportunities live. Everything you have ever dreamed of, every level of yourself that you have not yet reached, every vision of a better future lies on the other side of uncertainty. You cannot reach it without stepping into that space where fear lives. But here is the truth. The unknown is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the canvas on which you paint the story of your life. Without it, nothing new could ever be created. Without it, you only repeat the same days, the same choices, the same result. Fear tries to make the unknown look like a threat, but it is actually your invitation. The people who change their lives, who change the world, are not the ones without fear. They are the ones who act in spite of it. They are the ones who look fear in the face and say, you will not decide for me. Every time you choose courage, every time you take action despite trembling hands or a racing heart, you weaken fear's hold on you. It will still be there, but it will no longer control you. And with every step you take, your confidence grows, your vision expands, your strength multiplies. What once looked impossible begins to look like destiny. Living beyond fear does not mean you will never feel afraid again. It means you will no longer let fear drive your decisions. It means you will take the job even though you're not sure you're ready. It means you will start the project even though you don't know every detail. It means you will speak the truth even though your voice shakes. It means you will chase the dream even though the path is uncertain. Fear will ride along, but it will sit in the passenger seat, not behind the wheel. And here's the gift. Once you start living this way, you'll discover that fear was never as powerful as you thought. It was smoke, not fire. It was shadow, not substance. The things you thought would break you rarely do. The failures you feared teach you. The risks you dreaded open doors. The mistakes you were so afraid of become your greatest lessons. You begin to see that fear is only as strong as the power you give it. And the moment you take that power back, you are free. Your life is too important to be lived under the weight of fear. Your potential is too vast to be locked away in the cage of comfort. Your time is too short to spend it waiting for a day when fear disappears, because that day will never come. The courage you need is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. And once it is, you will step into a life that feels true, expansive, and alive. A life not defined by what you avoided, but by what you embraced. A life where you didn't let fear write your story, but where you chose to write it yourself, boldly, unapologetically, and beyond fear.